What is up, everybody? Today we are back on Minecraft, and we are actually here on the PC so that I can showcase all of the features that we actually saw in that screenshot from Fever Gaming a couple of days ago. And I promised you guys this video, and I like to keep good on those, and so here we are obviously doing that today. So to start off, obviously here I have a little demonstration area where I have everything set up, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and just start making our way through the things. I did try and keep them in as close an order as I could to the screenshot and still make it look good here on the world. So if you guys take a look at the screenshot here, you can see what it looks like, and we're just going to go ahead and make our way through all of those things in case you guys maybe don't know what some of them are. So to start off, in the screenshot we saw that there was hardened clay and stained clay, which is obviously here. Here is how you're going to naturally find it, this one right here in the middle, and then here are the stained versions. Obviously there are a lot more colors that you can choose from. If we scroll down, you can see all of the colors here. And so yeah, you can use that in your world now when the next update does come out. Moving over to the right, we have a block of coal, pretty self-explanatory there, as well as a hay bale, obviously for your horses, an activator rail, which will activate TNT minecarts and set them to explode without destroying the rails, as I talked about in my TNT minecart video. If you guys didn't see that, feel free to look back on that and see that. Here is obviously a block of redstone, which is pretty much just like a movable redstone torch. So if I had a piston on this, I could move it, and it would still allow me to power things. To the right of that, we have ourselves a daylight sensor and obviously a beacon right here. And I'm sure many of you guys know what all of this stuff is, so I'm not going to explain most of it. I just want to go ahead and showcase it because I know some people like read the words and they don't put together what exactly the item is or how it works. And so that's what I'm trying to do here on this video. Here, obviously, we have a dropper, which if we had items inside, we'd just drop them out onto the ground and you could pick them up. To the right of that, we have a hopper, which if you were to put items into the hopper through the top, so if I were to say drop an item in here, it would then put the item down here into the chest. Here we have a hopper with a minecart, as well as a TNT minecart. Here is a trap chest, which when opened will send off a redstone signal, so you can see this piece of redstone here. And if I can angle it correctly, you can see right there, it kind of lights up. And if I do it fast enough, you can kind of see how exactly that works. To the right of that, we have a redstone comparator, which is kind of a little complex mechanism, which I did make a video on in the past. If I remember to, I will have a link down into that in the description. I know I always say that, and then I always forget to put the video links down below, so I do apologize for that. If I do that, make sure you guys just remind me down in the comments section, and I'll be sure to add that later. Here we have ourselves a light-weighted pressure plate as well as a heavy-weighted pressure plate. Obviously, depending on which pressure plate you have down, the number of items that you put onto it will determine the signal. Obviously, it takes less items for this one to put out a higher signal and more items for the heavy pressure plate. Moving on to that, we have some items that, I couldn't really showcase as far as place them down on the ground. So here we have, obviously you can see a firework star, a nether star, which is used to get a beacon over there, and is dropped by the wither. We have a horse lead, which is used to, move your horses around and tie them down to posts. We have horse armor. We have name tags, which are used to name NPCs and mobs whatever you like, as well as a horse spawn egg. Now, I assume that we are going to be seeing witch and bat spawn eggs in the next title update. However, in that screenshot that we took a look at from Fever Gaming where it showed the changelog, there actually was no mention of it, so I didn't put it out here. However, I would assume that we will be seeing bat and witch spawn eggs. So moving on from that, obviously we have all of the new NPCs over here. You can see I have this very, very, very high-tech glass box with a glass block on top here to keep the bats inside. Where we have some bats, we have witches here, as well as horses and a donkey. Now, I didn't spawn a mule because it was too much of a hassle to try and do, so that's not pictured here, as well as wither skeletons are not pictured because obviously I have to go to the nether for that, as well as adventure mode is something else we will be seeing. So if I go to game mode 2, you can see now I'm in adventure mode. If you guys saw my video, which I think was just the one directly before this, ouch, don't poison me, don't do that. Okay, so as you saw, that witch kind of did me nasty, so I decided to destroy him, and he's no longer with us here. Actually, what happened was when I finished recording that last video, I hit the wrong button to stop the recording, so it cut off like the last half of the video. So I'm here just finishing it up really quickly. Obviously, you can see here I spawned the wither, and he destroyed that witch that kind of was smacking us. But what I was saying before that happened and before it cut off was actually that we will also be getting adventure mode, which I can actually probably demonstrate better now because we don't have that witch over there poisoning me. And actually, this might actually be a worse idea because that wither's going to try and kill me. But essentially, obviously, in adventure mode, we all know that you have to have the right tool to break blocks. And since I don't have any tool right now, I can't break any blocks. And before the wither destroys me, I'm just going to go ahead and swap back over to creative mode. And I'm sure you guys already know how to do that and what adventure mode does, because that was obviously the last video I made before this one. So if you guys don't know how adventure mode works, make sure you guys check that out. But as far as everything else goes, I think that's about all that there was to talk about. Like I said, wither skeletons and mules I don't have here showcased. Actually, I don't have any of the NPCs showcased because they all kind of went boom when I spawned the wither. But you guys saw them just a second ago, so you guys know what they are. So anyway, I think that about does it for this video. I do appreciate you guys watching, and I do apologize for hitting the wrong button to stop that recording and get rid of the last chunk of this video. But there really wasn't much else to be said other than the fact that I am going to be going into finals week next week. It starts on Monday, and I should be done by hopefully Thursday, assuming all goes well. So if I have a kind of a shortage of videos over the next couple of days, I apologize for that in advance. But school first and then videos. So that's kind of how that goes. I do appreciate you guys watching this video. If you guys did enjoy, please do feel free to drop me a like down below. And if there was anything that I missed that we will be seeing in the next update, and or you guys have questions about any of these particular items, feel free to drop that down in the comment section. I'll be sure to make another video on that if enough people want to see that. And like I said, with that, that's probably about it for me. I do appreciate you guys watching, and I'm just going to go ahead and bust through the clouds here because it's not a big deal because I'm an OG. And that's it. I'll see y'all later. Bye. Peace.